Hi, my name is Alyssa Wheeler, and this is my strategy presentation for ESL. I'm directing this towards a secondary math perspective because that is my major and that is where I intend to go. I think it's very important that ESL students are catered to and made sure that they are thought about, especially in strategies like these. In my presentation, I'm going to talk about the benefits of Think, Pair, Share. I'm going to also talk about why we should use it, why it's useful, how it caters specifically to EL students, and how I would apply it in a math class specifically. So first off, let's talk about what it is. In layman's terms, Think, Pair, Share is a teaching strategy that involves thinking individually, working through a problem alone, then coming together with a partner, sharing, defending your ideas, and talking through how the problem you worked it, whereas they might worked it a different way, and then jointly solving the problem, then taking that and sharing it with another group or another pair of partners, and then eventually sharing to the class itself. Now, why is Think, Pair, Share useful to students? It allows students to think logically as an individual, so to see a problem, really think about it, digest it, put it on paper before they're just told the answer, giving them a chance to, even if they don't know the answer, they can think about how they might approach it or techniques like that before they pair up with their partner. It teaches students to share their ideas and accept feedback from other people, which in turn builds their communication skills. So this is important because when they partner up, they are meant to actually communicate with their peers, who usually, some people are shy, some people might not want to do that, so this builds their communication skills and makes sure that students actually understand what they're talking about rather than just, again, being told the answer or just writing it down. It makes them defend if they got a different answer than their partner. How did I go about this differently than you? Why is my way maybe better than yours? Or how can I use your way to maybe put it together with my way and we kind of see eye to eye? So it helps build those communication skills. It also holds students accountable and makes them stay engaged during the lesson because participation is key for this strategy. So by making students Think, Pair, Share, they can't just sit there and make their group members do all the work or make the teacher tell them the answer. They're forced to write down their answer, actually have a conversation with a peer, and then, depending on the class, they might be made to stand up and share what they maybe answered. This makes sure that students are held accountable so that they're doing their work, that they understand. It helps the teacher get a feedback that, okay, yeah, they understand what I'm teaching, rather than, well, they got the answer right, but did they just copy it from someone else? Now, how would we apply this strategy in a classroom? First, you want to narrow in on what you're trying to get from them, what answer you're trying to get, what concept you're trying to teach, and give them a problem that you want worked or the question that you want answered, and just set them free. So let them work on their own. Give them, like, depending on the problem, 3-5 minutes. If it's a harder problem, maybe 10 minutes. Just monitor their progress. If most of them are done, go ahead and move on to the next step. If not, give them some extra time. Make sure, though, that they do write down something in this stage. This is important so that they don't, that they actually are working through this in their head rather than just saying, oh, well, I'm going to be a partner in a minute and they'll just do it for me. So you want to make sure that they write down something on their paper and you're walking around monitoring that. Next, you will pair them. It might be in your best interest to pair them with someone that maybe knows more than them if they're a struggling student. Don't pair two smart kids together because obviously they're going to know the answer. Let them help each other. So if you have to mix it up, mix it up. You know your class. That's an important part. So in their pairs, they will discuss what answer they got, show the paper that they just did in their individual time, and kind of defend what they had got. And then together, they'll write on another piece of paper and write what they get together. It might be the same as one person, it might be different, but it helps to take our two separate pages and collaborate and stick those together on one piece. Then, from there, you want to take different pairs and put them together. So group them up and make them share as a group. Again, writing another piece of paper as a group. Now again, it might be the same as someone else or different than someone else. You might have one spokesperson, one that maybe is quiet, but they've all put in at least a little bit of work. So that keeps us accountable. And then you will take those findings and have them share with the class, or you as a teacher expand this group sharing into a class discussion. So you get that one-on-one, you get that conversation with your students, have them explaining to you rather than you lecturing and explaining to them. Now, this is important so that you can check their understanding. Why is this beneficial to EL students? I think this is really beneficial to EL students because sometimes, especially in math, word problems or just the way problems are worded in general is hard. They don't know all the vocabulary, they don't know the context as well. They might know the math skill, but they don't know what the question is asking, so it makes it hard. This allows them to get with somebody who may know more than them, may be able to guide them through it. Then they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense, and it gives them that understanding rather than you saying, oh, here's a problem, work it, and then them having to just sink or swim. It also allows EL students to practice that communication in that second language, builds those communication skills, it encourages them to interact with their peers, which they might otherwise be uncomfortable with because they don't know the language as well. It also allows them, gives them a chance to prove that they do have the knowledge. Some, again, have the knowledge but are tripped up by the vocab. So if they get that vocab help and they can be confident in the knowledge they have, they'll be able to share that and they'll feel comfortable in that. And then just to end with how to use this in math specifically. In math specifically, this is beneficial for problems that maybe have multiple answers or different ways of getting to the answer. It ensures that students know how they got to that answer from point A to point B rather than, well, this is the answer, and they can't explain why. The why is the important part. If they don't know the why, then they're not really learning. So in math, it's important that students actually can explain to you why the problem is the way it is, why this answer is this answer, and helping them communicate with each other then to the class is really going to help that. And that's why I chose Think, Pair, Share as my strategy. I'm just going to end this with a couple questions. The first one is, how would a Think, Pair, Share be applied in an EL math class? And then the second one is, how are Think, Pair, Share strategies better / worse than other strategies? Thank you for watching my presentation, and please feel free to look at the attached PDF to recap. Thank you.